there, that's the end of that really big mountain range. So some people say it's a pretty auspicious area where the sun grays begin and end. It kind of feels that way, but then I've got a very active imagination. Now we're not at El Dorado yet. The houses that you see out there look like the kinds of houses that you see in El Dorado, but I'm not sure the name of the housing development out here. This is those are the houses that are off of the Spur Ranch Road, main road up ahead. And again, once we get off this unimproved section onto the improved section of the rails and trails, we'll have about 2 miles before we actually get to El Dorado proper, where I hail from these days. So this is a nice little road. I mean, you don't need suspension or anything on your bike. The gravel bike works fine. I've got nice 48mm by 650B tires on today, which seem to work well. Oh, here's another chunk of potential sand. Let me watch it. Yeah, see that little sandy stuff? I don't like it. Tom says keep your weight back and look up ahead. It seems to help. I'm still a little spooked by it. Let's try this side. Let's have more sand. The other side is looking better. It's like me standing in line at the grocery store. I always pick the slowest line. Okay, here we are, Spur Ranch Road. So that's the end of the unimproved section. The old trail used to go that way. Hi, Bunny. The new rails trails, there's a new section, just finished. They moved it to this side of the tracks. They put a fence up where you're close to the tracks because they don't want you doing too much with the tracks. Usually they try and push the route a bit away from it. But see, this is like follow the yellow brick road. This is a nice big wide section, a surface that you could ride with road bike tires if you wanted to, at least most of the way. Now here's some of those slow down bumps. This one actually looks like there could be a drainage piece to it, but the folks that made the route have at several places put either bumps or usually dips to keep enthusiastic riders from picking up too much speed. So here's a dip, limp. And another one. And another one. Again, they don't seem to have anything to do with drainage. Like this is just a little puddle former here, but they slow you down. We got our first fellow walker on the rails trails up ahead. Put my buff up. Good morning. Beautiful day. And take my buff down. I usually keep the buff up all the time, but it does sort of muffle my gabbing that I'm doing here. This is one of the little railroad trestles. Oh, we do have a rider this morning. And it's one of the ones where I usually shout out because it's a pretty blind corner up here. Morning. Now this used to be a little creek or something that the trestle went over. I'm curious to see what happens when we get some good rains down here, because this is just like mud under here. Rider up! That's my little hauler around the corner. Yeah, so it's be curious to see. I thought they would have put some rocks down or something, or some heavier gravel under that, because I know it gets muddy under there sometimes. We'll see as the season goes on. Now look at these nice rocks they put alongside here for drainage. And this little drainage ditch, stonework along there, it's pretty fancy. And on this side, left side for little rails and trails. Now one of the fun things about this new section for Cindy and I is we used to ride this when it was unimproved. Never shot any videos, didn't have my camera back then, but it was like the previous unimproved section, pretty narrow, you know, bumpy, weeds alongside and stuff. And so they did a real nice job, I think anyways, of putting this multi-surface path in here, multi-use path. I guess I can do horses, bikes, and walkers. Morning. Like a lot of the bike tire tracks go around those little dookie dooks. I guess that would be okay for the trail makers, because the idea is to slow you down, and if you got to go around them, it tends to slow you down as well. Still not quite sure what these wooden barricade things are. Cindy and I had a lot of different ideas, but we tend to see them put up on places where they're trying to block the trail. So even though you can tie your horse up there, you can sit and rest. I think mostly they don't want you to head over to the left there. It's easier to see here on the old section of the rails trails. They still have those things up, and it's a little less intuitive